Hey, what's up? It's been a minute. Alright, so welcome back to Cold War. So about a month ago, I made a strain of like 2 or 3 videos just talking about Cold War, and the one being a review, which was actually really positive. And then I did a follow-up with, talking about some of the game's issues, because it seemed that slowly over time, this game has just kind of started unraveling and just having more problems, more of an identity crisis, just issues that have really kind of dug at me. And to a point where I just don't play this game very much anymore. Actually, if anything, believe it or not, I've been playing more Warzone, despite that having like, 60,000 hackers, no anti-cheat. I've been having a good time on Warzone. The Cold War? So instead of me making a script and putting up some gameplay and, trying to articulate my thoughts, with some form of intelligence, I'm going to sit down and just go. Because I feel like that's something I need to do with this game. Oh my goodness. I got the tube! Shockingly enough, despite a lot of people thinking it's underpowered, sniping's a lot of fun in this game. That is the one thing I will give it that I really do enjoy doing. Because, you have like Modern Warfare where you had sniper rifles that weighed the same amount of semi-trucks. Now, you could still somehow get a pretty easy hit marker, or you could use a cowboy rifle and basically cheat. I did just hit marker a guy's testicles, though. Alright, so on to the title with the video. This game makes me sad. When this game first came out, I was ride or die with it. I just standy ball! I put like 3 days into it in the first month, and I was just such an advocate for this game. It was one of my favorite Call of Duty games in years, and the rate it was at, it's gonna become one of my favorites, and that might just straight up be heresy to some people, and I'm totally understanding of that. Coming out of Modern Warfare with all the problems I had with that game, if you've ever watched me before, me and Modern Warfare aren't exactly best friends. This game was like Treyarch's spin on a Modern Warfare. It was great. The map seemed pretty good, it was overall just a pretty fun game, but as time wore on, that was the thing. When this game just laid, all of its problems and issues really just started, coming forefront. So we're gonna kind of start with like the hot topic on YouTube anymore, and that's just skill-based matchmaking and Activision both together. I hate that kid. So everybody knows, blah, 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 skill-based matchmaking, blah, 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 tracker stats, blah, blah, blah. Everyone hates it. Everyone's sick of it. But it's a thing. And there's a lot of players that were irritated with it. One of the biggest problems with it, because I'm not going to go in and describe it for the 60th time now, is that there was no clarity on the issue, right? Activision wasn't coming out and telling us what they were doing with the game, what they were doing with our stats, how they're putting us in lobbies, how it worked. A lot of people wouldn't have cared so much if we just knew what was going on. Like, hey, this is skill-based matchmaking. It works like this. You can track it here. Or just anything. Even just tell us that it's there. Come out and be like, yeah, dogs, it's here. No one has ever done that. Activision has never taken maybe 10 or 15 minutes of their time. Not even that. Holy smokes, you could have just typed out a sentence on Twitter and been like, skill-based matchmaking exists. That's all you've had to do. How many content creators have had to go out of their ways just to prove that it does? For your game. Your game. What? It's such a big issue. So many people hate it. How do you just sit there and not talk about it? I don't get it. And I know it's not like necessarily related to Cold War's gameplay, but after a while, just all of this, it just starts wearing on you. So on top of that, we had COD tracker apps, right? You could see like maybe what division you were placed in, what percentage of the world you were in. Or if someone, wanted to go through and cheat on Warzone, it was a lot easier to call them out for it. You could go and see what their KD was. You could see if they were boosting. It let us see what was going on. So then they got rid of the COD tracker. Why? Why did you do that? Why are you continuing just to double down and sit on this problem without addressing it, not telling people about it? That's so stupid. I don't get it. Second off, this game has like barely any separation from Modern Warfare. It's in the menu. This game does not feel unique. It doesn't have an identity. Like, don't get me wrong. I can acknowledge that Modern Warfare was a decent game, but they just have it separated. The menu looks damn near identical. The season leveling is connected. You can access Modern Warfare from the menu of Cold War. I wanted this game to feel like its own. This game just, as one of my best friends said, this game just feels like $60 paid DLC for Modern Warfare. At that rate, why not just keep Modern Warfare for 2 years and continue to update it, This game has just ended up feeling more like COD Online than it has feeling like its own unique IP. But at this point, let's think about it. A lot of the maps we have right now, they're remakes. And I have no qualms at all with remakes. Trust me. I love seeing fan favorite maps come in. They're great things. But do you think like remakes were really cool in older Call of Duties when they came with other maps? Let's go back to like Black Ops 2. When they put firing range back in the game, they reworked it, gave it a new identity, kept the same layout and everything, but gave it, a unique feeling, and then brought 3 new maps with it. A lot of Call of Duty games, when they brought out maps, brought them out in 4s, and one of them were, a remake. Now, I know we don't do DLC systems like that anymore, but still, they were a nice little sprinkle on top of other maps that the game put in. Let's think about it. This map, it's really not that much different. It just feels like it was ripped directly out of Black Ops 2. New graphics, some shine, bang. And I'm not saying that's bad. The map plays fine. You know, Cold War's engine feels really good. The gun plays pretty good. The time to kill is good. So you give it good maps, the gameplay flows really well. It goes good with a lot of different maps, but there's just nothing unique to it. We've gotten like one new multiplayer map, unless I've been just really missing out. I'm pretty sure, you know, the Pines has been the only map we've gotten that's been unique and new. Now, I also will acknowledge the fact that, hey, C word, because I can't say it on YouTube without, you know, getting demonetized. It's Destroy 2020 is a thing, and developers, you know, got crunched. And it was harder to put on new content and new maps. However, if it was going to be the point where you guys saw that, right? There's just so little content. It's just directly connected to Modern Warfare. The skill-based matchmaking is just irritating, man. And the way some of these kids play these games is just appalling. And I'll go to the Ackman when he said, if you're going to sit down and look at 2 Call of Duty games, why would you ever buy Cold War over Modern Warfare? I know it's the new game, but at this point, I know it's a new game. But at this point, they have kept Cold War and Modern Warfare connected. Why would you ever buy Cold War over Modern Warfare if you're looking at it from like a new person standpoint? Modern Warfare has a lot more maps, and, you know, the remakes were great, but they tended to come paired with other maps. We have gotten, and I'll go look actually, Express, Raid, Nuketown, and the Pines. 3 of those are remakes, and 1 is I'm sorry, the people who like the Pines. It's just kind of like a Modern Warfare map. I'm not a big Pines guy. At least it's unique, though. But we have Nuketown, which comes every year, and Raid and Express, and that is it. Yeah, I know we have these 2v2 modes, but that's not the 6v6. 6v6 is like the cream of the crop of Call of Duty. They brought a new Fireteam map. I haven't played it yet because Fireteam kind of gives me diseases. We've gotten 3 remakes, one of which tends just to be a pre-order of every single Treyarch game ever. And then 2 remakes that are very, very, very true to the original, to a point where it just feels like we're more playing Call of Duty Online than a new game, connected with the fact that this menu nearly is very identical to Modern Warfare with the same exact store layout. The skill-based matchmaking is just abusive sometimes. I mean, go watch Jeb. I've seen that man lose his mind 60 times a week at this point from playing this game sometimes. And that just says something. But if we're going to be charging $26 to look like a red egg and $10 for a battle pass with more content than what the game launched with, why can't we just have more? And again, I will front. This is probably connected to Modern Warfare and Warzone with less maps and remakes because of, you know, C word. But if that was the case, why don't we just sit on it for a year? I mean, granted, we have, the one thing I'll give it props for is we have gotten a lot of good game modes. We've gotten Gunfight 3v3 Snipers, Blueprints, Face Off, Prop Hunt, Endurance Dirty Bomb, Fireteam Dirty Bomb. These 24/7 playlists. We had Snipers Only for a while. We had a Mosh Pit. They've kept up with playlists well. Not everyone in your party has required content to play them. It's free! And, you know, many of my complaints may just be with how Call of Duty's been the past 2 years in the direction it's been taking, more so than the game itself. Like I said, the base gameplay of Cold War is pretty great. The spawns work good. The gameplay flows well. I enjoy the time to kill. I enjoy the creative class system. I hate the score streak system. I'm so sorry, dude. I know there's some of you who really enjoy the new score streak system, but man, I really don't. It holds back this game so much. I miss streaking for score streaks. I know it gives you multiplayer. It's not the same. I mean, there are so many things they've done well. The MAC-10 was a great addition to the game. The weapons are free to earn. But there's so many outside elements to this game that just hurt it. Thing that sucks is this game can be so fun to play. You're gonna have great matches, followed up by getting absolutely anus punched by some prestige level 1000 because you won 21-2 last game. But regardless, the bones of this game are good. The bones of this game are fantastic. It's just the meat that they put on. It's just dry and nasty. I also just don't like the way the Call of Duty's been treating content lately and their launches with this like roadmap designed for content, where we launch with 8 maps and like 6 game modes. It's so underwhelming and you get kind of bored. Like, they just rely on the gameplay hook, and by the time season 1's come out, you've grinded for so long and you're already a little bit bored of the game. And then season 1's just 2 maps, 1 being a remake and a battle pass. Yeah, I just don't really understand that. The big deceiving part of this game is that you think like during the beta, this game had so much hype. I thoroughly enjoyed playing this game. I really did. The first 3 maps they gave us were fantastic. It was fun to play. But when the beta was pretty similar feeling to just the straight up normal release of this game, that's a little disappointing. When the beta might as well have just been the launch. That wasn't a beta. That was the full game. We just got 4 new maps. Zombies had 1 map until February, dude. 1 map. And I realize this video is just complaining this entire video, but it's not because I hate this game. It's frustrating to me to see the way that this series has just kind of been handled in some extent. And Warzone is great. I really like Warzone. Just add some anti-cheat. Oh, yeah, that too. Why isn't there anti-cheat in Warzone? Invest in it. Stop just asking people to stop hacking and expecting them to stop hacking. They're not going to stop hacking. This isn't a bad game. It just got boring after a while because of the skill skill-based matchmaking being so exhausting to deal with and just a lack of content. And I kind of feel bad about sitting and just bashing this game. I don't want to seem super negative. I'm not a negative person. Because Cold War, you are a good game. I will continue to play you. I really, really will. So that's been a whole lot of yelling for the last 20 minutes. My throat's starting to hurt, but I feel like I've had that on my chest for a hot minute. And maybe you agree with me. If you agree with me on some of those things, tell me down below. And again, I hope I'm not coming across as just a super pessimistic, whiny, screaming baby. And on top of all of that, I do plan on being back on YouTube again. I got very burnt out, like trying to figure out what style of videos I liked. On top of Cold War getting kind of stale and not enjoying the game, which is something I anticipated for a long time. And starting up school, YouTube definitely got pushed back to the back burner. I've still been streaming on Twitch consistently. If you want to follow that, there's a link in the description. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday night. So with that being said, make sure to subscribe if you're new and like this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out. There's links for my Discord and my Twitch down in the description down below. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.